Have you ever wondered if you're actually ready to take your music career seriously? Like not just posting your songs and hoping for the best, but actually treating it like a real business. Setting up the right structure like an LLC will be the key difference between thriving or barely surviving. Welcome back to Cozy with Calinnah. We're going to be talking about something that's often overlooked, which is setting the right structure for you as an independent artist. Some of the questions that I asked myself in the beginning of all of this is, should I set up an LLC, a sole proprietorship, or a corporation? I'm going to break things down in a very simple way so that you can understand how important this is for your future. Let's start off with the basics. What is an LLC? LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation, which means that your business assets are separate from your personal assets. Meaning, if someone sues your business, they can't go over your own car, your home, or other personal assets. So there's a layer of protection and a safety net for you. So you might be thinking, should I go with an LLC or a sole proprietorship? And most of you who are sitting home right now probably don't even know it, but you're already a sole proprietorship as we're speaking. So what this means is that your business and you as an individual person are basically the same person legally. So if someone sues your business, guess who they're suing? They're suing you. So it doesn't really provide that extra layer of protection for you. And then you might be thinking, should I get an LLC over a corporation? So a corporation could also be a good option for you because it provides that layer of protection and it can be good for tax benefits. However, it's a little bit more complicated and could be a little bit more pricey in the beginning, so you might want to stick with an LLC just to start off as an independent artist. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about the tax benefits, which are what we all want to know. So if you think of your music like an actual business, I'm sure that you've heard of tax write-offs. So the good thing about an LLC is that you can write off your expenses like your travel expenses, your studio equipment, your rehearsal space that you're renting out for all your shows. Those types of things are the things that you can write off. But keep in mind that a sole proprietorship can do the same thing. You can write off your taxes, but the difference between an LLC is that you look more credible in front of who? The IRS. So this is very beneficial for you as a business owner. Another benefit is that you can probably save a little bit more money at the end of the day. So even though you're spending a lot of money up front in the beginning, such as equipment and rehearsals and purchasing other things, that means that you could save that money and get that money back for your tax return. Just a disclaimer, I'm not a CPA or a lawyer, so it's always good to reach out to a professional and they can go over your goals, how much you're making, and what you're looking for that better suits your needs as an artist. Now let's talk about some of the mistakes to avoid. So when I first started out creating my own LLC, the first thing that I didn't really do that I should have done was did a little bit more research. But at the end of the day, it's good to know what state you're in and what kind of rules and policies that they have specific to your state. So California could be different than Arizona, vice versa. Number 2 was forgetting about fees. So at the end of the day, you have to understand that this is a business. Whether or not you don't make money, you're going to have to pay some fees. So they usually have an annual fee at the end of the year that you have to pay. So as I mentioned before, whether you make money or not, you're going to have to pay those upfront. So that's something to consider if you have the budget for that or if that's something that you can afford. And lastly, overthinking, my personal favorite. I think I overthought everything at the beginning, which was the name, the logo, all these design kind of elements that didn't really matter at the end of the day. And what mattered was just knowing the basics of what a business is, what an LLC is, what a sole proprietorship is, what a corporation is. Those are the types of things that you want to look at beforehand. And just remember, if you learned something today, you know more than you did yesterday. So it's always good to just start off with the basics and go from there. So the question remains, should you get an LLC versus a sole proprietorship or a corporation? The answer is really up to you, but it's always good to speak with a professional who knows what they're talking about, and you could see what better suits you. So an LLC might be good for you starting out because it provides that layer of protection like I mentioned before. It looks good in front of the IRS and you're a little bit more credible, and also you can save more money at the end of the day. If you found that this was helpful, please share it with a fellow artist who's also looking to take their music career a little bit more seriously or is interested in just business. If you have any questions or want to share your experience, I would love to hear your story in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you on the next episode.